Hey, welcome. Doing another of our Bashaw School Tech Tips videos. This time I want to show you Padlet. Padlet is a pretty unique tool. It's like a virtual whiteboard that you can draw on and use. And I'm going to break this video into two parts. In the first part, I'm going to show you how to use a Padlet, just kind of in general terms. And then in the second part, I want to show you how to create your own Padlet to use with others. This is really a good tool you can use as part of a project if you want another way other than say a Google Slides to show your work. So the first thing I'm going to do is just pop over to this Padlet here. This Padlet I have is a blank slate. I'm not going to show you the full board here. I promise you that it can move quite far in every direction because I have a number of student work submitted here and I don't have the permissions to show you their name or work. But what I can show you is the idea that anything I've posted, I can freely move around on this board. I can move it here, I can move it there. I can post videos. Here I've posted a video of a Beatles song. I've posted a CBC Curio video. I've posted an article. So there's quite a few things that I can post. Now I want to stress that when you submit, for me as a teacher, I really like knowing what kid has submitted something. So I really recommend that you make an account on Padlet so you can make your own boards, but more importantly, your teacher knows just who is submitting. Otherwise, I just see that it's anonymously submitted. So if I'm looking to mark you, I'm not able to do that. Anywhere I want to post on this free-flowing board, I'm just going to double click and I have some options. I can present a title, so my title might be Test for Video. I can write some additional information here that will be shared. And from there, I can just leave it like that. This could be the answer to a question, or maybe I'm asking a question depending on the board. I'll show you that in a little bit here. But I have a lot of powerful options here. I can upload any file from my computer. So I can go in and I could put in a PowerPoint, a PDF, anything like that if I so choose. I can use any web link that I like. So that's a nice option here. I can search the web, which is handy. So maybe yeah, let's put in this Shutterstock test picture. And these are images that I have the rights to use. So that's an important digital citizenship thing. Maybe I don't like that, I can X out. I can actually take a snap. This will give me the options to bring up the camera. There's my big smiling mug. Or if I click these three dots, I have a whole suite of other options. So I can actually place a Google search in. I can capture video or my voice, so I could give a verbal response to something. I can draw. Oh, I am not an artist whatsoever, but there is a heart for all of you watching. Uh, yeah, I want to close that canvas quickly. I can add my location. I can link to another Padlet. There's all sorts of things that I can do here. So for now, let's just go back. Let's grab that image and we'll click out. There it is for everybody. Now, what I like to do, you'll notice this is hovering over things. Up here, I have three dots. And I can change all sorts of items here. I can change the background color to make it stand out. You'll notice these videos for my students I've highlighted in red. I can edit it, but I like this connect to post feature. You might have noticed that I've got these arrows here to other things. These arrows are coming off of posts of other songs about revolutions that students have submitted. So we've just linked them by clicking these three dots, hitting connect to post, and then here we hit connect and it will create an arrow between the two. So that's a really nice tool as well. I'm also able to move this post back and forward. So right now, you'll notice it's taking up this spot. If I move it to back, it's now tucked behind. So this is a way to make more space if you want as well. I'm going to go ahead and delete that post for now. This shows you just some of the tools available for you as you post. And I want to bring up another one. Because if you're submitting work, right, some teachers might have you submit work. I might say Macintosh submission, and I could use this, maybe I created something else. So here, it says I can submit a Google Doc. Well, let's pull one of those up. Let's hop over into my docs. And really the best, most logical way to do that is just go into your sharing features and hit your copy link and go from there. So now I can post that right in. And depending on what your permissions are, you might actually be able to see the doc in the preview, or you might see the login. My doc is protected behind the Battle River. I only want my students accessing it. But the cool thing is when I click in here, it'll pull it right up and kids can actually edit right from here. That's a pretty cool option. Similarly, in this case, on the video, it's going to send me to that web link. Uh, but sometimes I can just get the material right in front of me. So it really depends on the material. Here, this article from The Guardian, I'm not even opening a new window unless I want to. I have the ability to learn more about Robespierre and Che Guevara. I don't want to right now. So really just play around, move freely, connect posts, change the color of them depending on what the etiquette is of what the teachers asked you to do, and have some fun with it. Now, this is the most free-flowing type of Padlet. My students are also going to see this grid type structure where they're going to be doing some work on the history of the French Revolution. So they'll be tasked with posting specific things under each of the eras. I've added a separate spot where if students are struggling with the material, they can flag for help, post something, and then I will be able to respond in kind. Now, the features available are going to depend on what your teacher has offered. I always allow comments. So you'll notice here that if a student were to comment, I can actually comment back and create a thread that way. And they can also enable reactions. So here I've allowed thumbs up, thumbs down, and we'll look at what some of the other options available are. So going back to this one, you'll notice if I just click wherever I'm at, I can't do anything. I must post in sequence. This seems like a good time to talk about the other options in Padlet, and let's look at creating your own Padlet. Again, I really recommend you have an account. I'm going to be that YouTube guy that says, hey, please click my referral link. If you click it, you get an extra Padlet to use for yourself, and I get an extra for every 3 people. So click the link in the comments when you make your account. That would be great. But let's take a look at making a new Padlet here. I'm going to go over here to make a Padlet, and I'm going to get so many different options here. Now, the canvas is what you saw on my Revolution one. It's just a free-flowing, scattered option. I really like that one. The French Revolution one you saw is a shelf that makes the neat columns. If you're doing work for your teacher, you might choose to do a timeline. Those are useful, especially for social studies students. So is the map as well. The wall is a little more structured than the canvas, and the stream and grid are similar. So you have those options available to you. Let's just pick stream to roll with here. You'll notice it allows me, my fierce stream, I can change the title. This is a test, and you'll see me edit that. For a video, hi Bashaw. I can even change the icon, which will become the favicon at the top here. And you'll notice I have the angry face and the French flag over here. So I can do that by clicking in. Well, let's get a raccoon. Why not? We'll go back. I can change the background. It can be texture. Thanks, teachers. Why not? I can do all sorts of things. If I want to add my own, I can use the search images for images that I have the license to use. So let's search raccoon and see. Oh, there we go. That looks great. I now have a fully realized raccoon Padlet that I will never use. That's awesome. So I can change the background, I can change the font. And here, this is where I really hope your teacher enables the attribution so your name shows up as well. They can enable the comments, again, something I always do. And the reactions, they can have it so there's no reactions to posts. There can be likes, there can be the upvotes, the stars. Your teacher might even grade you right here as well. Another option available to you. Now, one thing I should mention is that this setting here require approval. On all of my stuff as a teacher, I actually require approval. I'm going to moderate what's posted before it goes live. So if you don't see your post right away, if it's waiting on approval, there's no need to resubmit that. That isn't necessary at all. I am going to keep working here. I'm going to hit next. And now my Padlet is live. I can test all sorts of things. Let's go for a search. Let's search cat. I don't know why. Cool. We'll throw that little kitty in there. When I post another one, it is going to, oh, I keep hitting that wrong button. It's going to keep adding to the stream. And this one will allow me just to keep going to kind of scroll through like you might as you're flicking through Insta or something like that. So you have so many options on what you can do in Padlet. I hope you find this to be a useful tool. Again, you can make it to submit assignments for yourself. And depending on your teacher, you may well have your own Padlet that you have to access. Final note, perhaps, is the share feature. You have so many ways you can do that. You can copy a direct link. You can embed it on your website. My grade 11s will find that it is right on kylemcintosh.ca for them to access their French Revolution one. You can email it, you can tweet it, and if you're a teacher, you can share it through your Google Classroom as well. And really interesting, once you've made your Padlet, this is kind of talking to students now, maybe you want to submit a collage, you can actually download it and it'll save it as an image for you. And that could be, part of a creative solution for you, or you could print it like that as well. So a lot of options, a lot of ways you can add contributors. Make sure you play around up here on the share button. Use the gear to get to your settings. You can change any of these features at any time that you like. And of course, you can enter full screen, print and modify from the settings. Padlet is a very powerful tool. I really enjoy using it, and I hope to see many of my students and other students at Bashaw School making use of its features. Hey, if you have any questions about Padlet or any other tech questions, let me know or let the school know, and we'll add to our Tech Tips video series for you. Thanks so much for watching.